Valparaiso is here. Head coach Roger Powell Jr., Isaiah Stafford, Cooper Schwieger represent the Beacon. We're going to ask Roger to start off with a statement on this game. Then we'll go to questions for all three members of the Valparaiso team up here. Roger, please.
Well, first of all, I was watching some interviews, and they said it's hard to shoot in this gym. And for us, it was. For Belmont, it absolutely wasn't. So a little disappointed about that. But at the end of the day, man, Belmont is a great team. And I think they're playing at a high level. A lot of the games that they played, I mean, they jump out on teams, not just us, but for some reason they had our number. And, it got tough. You dig a hole like that against a team that good, and it's hard to come back from. But at the end of the day, this season isn't summed up on just one game. These guys fought all year, and we had some limitations. We did. A lot of that was experience, size. This conference is extremely talented and really good, and we weren't the most talented, weren't the most experienced team in the league. We weren't. Anyone that watches the basketball can see that. But we had some young guys that fought. This guy right here carried us. You look at his shooting percentage, half the time he's just trying to make a play for us. Because when no one else is making plays, he tries to make plays. And he did a lot for us this year. Played through injury. No one knows that. He's been hurt all year pretty much, and he just kept fighting. So I'm proud of him for that. Obviously, Cooper gave us his all season. And I think both of these guys have the mindset that this is the lowest our program will be. And I'm super excited for these guys. These guys are ready to go back and work right now. They need some rest because they pretty much had to carry us all year. But they're motivated. And as a staff, we're motivated. We're going to bring in some talented players, and these guys are coming back. They're going to get a whole heck of a lot better. And I'm really looking forward to what the Valpo Beacons are going to be in the Missouri Valley Conference. And it's not going to be what you've seen this year and in the past.
I'll start with Isaiah and Cooper. Just how much is this game and this year in general add fuel to your fire to want to come back next year and turn this thing around?
Isaiah, start us off.
It's adding a lot of fuel to the fire. I'm ready, like Coach said, I'm ready to get to work now. Just keeping mental notes in my head. Everybody that's laughing, messing around, joking on the bench on the other team while we're playing. So it's just adding fuel. I'm ready to get back to work.
It's incredibly motivating. I don't know if I've been so mad after a loss this whole year, and just feeling like, our three seniors are gone, and, they went out like that. I don't really know if there's anything more motivating than that could happen. And just kind of like what Isaiah said, remembering, how they talked about us, what they're doing while we're playing, and keeping that in the back of your mind going forward and while we start working again.
Isaiah, I know you had the knee earlier in the year. Kind of what are some of the things you've been battling through, if I can ask?
That exact same injury. I've been able to rehab it, just basically maintain, but it hasn't came a full circle. But we have coach does a good job listening to me when I tell him like my knee's not giving today, or other days where I feel better. So basically just keeping it day by day, that same injury.
Cooper, it felt like they were swarming you in the first half every single time you touched the ball. How do you have to fight through that when you're number one, number two on the scouting report, knowing they're going to throw everything at you?
I just got to be stronger with the ball, really. I kind of could expect that something like that would be happening with how I've been playing lately, and I just didn't really grab it. And obviously my teammates kept looking for me and believing in me when sometimes, I felt like I was making some not great plays. So I really just appreciate everyone for keeping looking for me, but it's really just on me to be stronger, grabbing that ball and securing it and not letting, little lazy mistakes happen, turning it over, stuff like that.
This is for all three of you, but Isaiah, I want to start with you in particular. From the outside perspective, it looks like you and Jerome have a very strong kind of relationship. What was it like to watch him today, and really the last 4 or 5 games, battle the way he has to go out on a high note?
It makes me feel good, like knowing that he was able to make a full circle because he was playing great at the beginning of the year. Then he hit a little slump, but like that's part of basketball. It's a long season, so it just made me feel good. I like seeing other people succeed. It makes me feel good, and it just keeps everybody around me in the uplifting spirit.
Roger, touch on Jerome and what he's meant as a leader to these guys and how he closed out the year.
I thought he fought. He was up and down all year, and I think late, he came and he gave us a boost. Wanted to try to play bigger just to give ourselves a chance. I couldn't really rely on, Cooper guarding those bigger, stronger guys. So happy for him, man, that he got to play and he had some success late, down the stretch. Obviously off the court, I love him, proud of him, the commitment he's made to be a husband. And, I told him in the locker room he'll always have a home here at Valpo.
You've alluded to this a couple times in press conferences, whatnot. What do the next 2 weeks look like for this program? What do the next month look like for this program? How important is this stretch of time for this program going forward?
It's extremely important. We got to get older. We got to get some players in here. The transfer portal was funny, man. I saw someone tweet about portal combat, and obviously for us, I don't think it says as much of keeping our guys. These guys are locked in with us, but it's also adding some pieces that can help them. I think one of the biggest things is, it's when you're number one on the scouting report and you're number one on the scouting report, we need to have more weapons, that actually can score and make plays, and then that's going to make the game a lot easier for them. So we have to go out and do that. We have to address that in the portal. Super excited about the young kid Justice we have coming in. Gives us a scoring threat and some size and athleticism at the guard spot. But it's going to be a good opportunity for me now that my staff, we have some time to really recruit some players in here, mostly the transfers, to kind of help us be competitive. Look at these teams, man. These teams are deep. My goodness, Belmont. It seems like everybody that's stepping on the court can just make a three. And there's really, obviously Dia's amazing, but the guys around them, man, they all can play, man, and they're tough and they're good and they make shots. Even the guys that they brought deep in the bench come in, they're making shots. So we're going to have to add that. We're going to be able to have that type of weapon, and that's going to help these guys be a lot better.
And Isaiah and Cooper, will you pay attention to the rest of this tournament? Do you pay attention to the NCAA tournament? Is that, again, more fuel, or is that something you just want to get away from basketball for a little bit? How do you take the next couple weeks, next month or so?
Cooper, let Cooper go first on this one. Go ahead.
I don't know. That's a good question. I'll probably look at the scores from this, kind of see what's going on. But I think I already have enough motivation and fuel for, what I want. And then also, intrinsic motivation, I don't really need anything else. So I might check it out. I'll probably watch some of the tournament games. But I don't know. I'm not going to be too deep into it.
I'm gonna pay attention to it just to learn, see how other guards play, how other teams play, how other people flow, just to be a student of the game. I feel like it'll add a lot of fuel to me as well. I already have a lot, but I just feel like just watching them, seeing certain teams out there, feeling like I could compete with them or we could compete as a team, is just gonna basically help add fuel to the tank.
And I'll end with this, Roger. Your first year as a head coach is in the books now. What do you know now that maybe you didn't know in November?
Man, how great this league is. And then just, a big thing for me, first time head coach, I love the opportunity because, not having anybody really come back, a couple guys come back, having a very inexperienced young team, playing in the Missouri Valley, which, this year I think it was much better than it was last year. I think kind of being thrown in the fire for me as a young head coach, I couldn't have asked for anything more. You don't grow when things are easy, and like I mentioned this before, when you have a team that, hey, 5 seniors coming back and they're all good. Come on, those guys can coach themselves, So this really stretched me and it's really challenged me, but I've learned a ton, and you learn from reps, just the timeouts, the scouting, the practices, the keeping the guys' morale good. We go on a losing streak and, keeping the guys fighting. And then obviously from, winning our last home game against Illinois State is a really good team. I think all that just adds to my experience. And one of the things I was talking to the staff about was, I can't wait to just go back and just watch every single game and just study myself as a coach and study the decisions I made and just grow. Obviously these guys are gonna be better. I'm gonna add some more talented pieces. But, man, there's so much growth that's going to take place for me, in this offseason. And I'm excited about that But I'm extremely excited about the opportunity that, Dr. Charles Smalls and President Padilla gave me, and they believe in me, and they've been consistent with that. So, we're going to get this thing done. We're going to get it done for them. We're going to get it done for the university and get it done for the community. And I'm going to be a much better coach next year just because I've gone through the fire this year.
Thank you, gentlemen, and really, best of luck.
Thank you.
Thank you.